Truth be told, as a kid, I did not like science. But as a curious adult and artist, I have learned to embrace it. So join me today as I conduct a little art experiment with some liquid latex. Now let's dive in. Welcome, SeaRoxxers, to a SeaRoxx experiment. Now, even though this is an experiment, I'm going to go ahead and simulate that is a horizon line, and I'm going to tape it off just so we get a nice, clean line when we paint. So the first part of this experiment is layering some color, and I'm going to start with a watered-down olive green color. Okay, onto a really fun product here. This is Liquid Latex, and I have used this a few times, diluted it down with some, I believe it's distilled water. Anyway, it's runny enough to come out of a fine line bottle. So I'm gonna go ahead and fill this up, and then we're gonna use that to distribute this just like you would masking fluid. So now you're probably asking yourself, Tori, what the heck are we experimenting with today? Well, it's this. It's this liquid latex. I wanted to see if it worked like masking fluid. And then I just decided to go ahead and create a piece, create a design, and see how it reacts with different layers of paint. And essentially, it's very similar to painting negative space with watercolors. Now, once my design is complete, I'm going to go ahead and let this dry. It does take a little while depending on how heavily you put the latex on, and it will turn a different color as it dries, and it won't be runny or sticky, but it will be kind of rubbery feeling basically. And this is what mine looked like when it was dry. And then I'm going to go ahead and take this olive green again and put the next layer on, but I'm not diluting it this time, so it will come out the green it's supposed to be. Well, our second layer of paint is dry, and now it's time for a second layer of latex. All right, now I think we have 2 layers of paint and 2 layers of liquid latex. Now we're going in with a darker layer of paint or a third layer. And you guessed it, we're gonna put a third layer of liquid latex. Now this is the part I was really curious about, how it would look if I start layering the circles, basically. And it turns out pretty cool. I wish I had done more. And by now, I think you get the gist. We're on to layer 4. I invite you to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Splash that like button, click the bell, and get notified of all my videos. Now, because I decided to add another layer last minute, this layer of blue is not darker than the one underneath, but again, all part of the experiment to see how it turns out. All right, this thing is dry, and if it was a rash, it would be pretty nasty. I also apologize to you trypophobia people out there. This is probably awful. So I've decided I'm done with the layers, and I'm going to get this liquid latex off. And probably the easiest way, so you don't rip up your fingertips by trying to scrape it off, is one of these gum erasers, or it might be known as a rubber cement eraser. Anyway, fun fact for you, this rubber cement eraser I just unearthed from my art archives. This was the actual eraser I had in my first art class in college. Now, overall, I was happy with this experiment. I only wish I had overlapped more of the latex more often, but this has just given me a great jumping off point for some more art. Now, there won't be any fancy reveal today. What you see is what you get. So I want to thank you for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed yourself and that you're inspired to try something new or experiment with things that you have around your house. I invite you to join the SeaRoxxer family. You can like, subscribe, and share with all your friends. You can find me on other social media platforms, although YouTube does tend to be where I'm most active. But I also have a website and an Etsy shop you can find me at. Thanks for watching, and until next time, go beach or go home.